do you go from being overlooked by every school outside your home state to winning 2 league MVPs, 3 Super Bowls, and being on track to dethrone Tom Brady as the GOAT? This is the story of Patrick Mahomes. Only Patrick Mahomes' journey didn't begin on the football field. It started on the diamond. His father, Patrick Mahomes Sr., was a baseball pitcher who played 11 years in the MLB. And by the age of 10, it was clear he had won the genetic lottery. He could already throw a baseball over 200 feet. Then in high school, Mahomes played varsity in 3 different sports: football, baseball, and basketball. As just a freshman, he was already a starter on the basketball team. Fast forward to his senior year, and he averaged 19 points and 8 rebounds per game. But on the diamond, he was even better. A childhood friend and former teammate of his claims that from the age of 8 to 18, he only struck out twice. Plus, he was equally as dominant on the pitching mound. He could throw a fastball well over 90 miles per hour. Then, in his senior year, he put the entire state on watch. Mahomes threw 16 strikeouts en route to a no-hitter. He was so good that he was ranked 35th best prospect in all of Texas. In the 2014 MLB draft, he was selected by the Detroit Tigers in the 37th round pick. Mahomes had a chance to follow in his father's footsteps and live out his childhood dream. But Mahomes had a new dream now: playing in the NFL.
You were drafted in the MLB?
Yes. I was projected to go in the top 5-ish rounds, but they basically ask you how much money it's going to take for you not to play football. I mean, that's the best way to say it. I told them a number that they weren't going to pay, and first 5 rounds went by, I didn't get drafted, so I went to college, and they called me 2 days later, and they're like, "Hey, we drafted you. The Detroit Tigers drafted you in I think it was 37th round or something like that." And they were like, "We drafted you in the 37th round. We know you're playing football. We'll see you in 3 years." Because if you go to college, you have to go for 3 years.
In his first year as the high school starting quarterback, he threw for 3,839 passing yards and 46 touchdowns. As a senior, he threw for 4,619 passing yards and 50 touchdowns, while rushing for 948 yards and 15 touchdowns. Because of his all-around dominance, he was named the MaxPrep's Male Athlete of the Year in 2014. He was talented enough for a full ride to any school in the nation, but in a wild turn of events, Mahomes was rated as a 3-star football recruit. He only had offers from Texas Tech, Rice, and Houston. So Mahomes stayed home and committed to Texas Tech University. He was determined to prove every college wrong. Yet first, he needed to prove his worth to his own team. See, he entered his freshman season as a backup to future NFL quarterback Davis Webb. Instead, he watched the first half of the season on the sidelines, desperate for a chance to shine. That chance would come sooner than later. Midway through his freshman year, Webb suffered a shoulder injury, clearing the way for an all-time great. In his first career game against Texas, Mahomes suffered a 21-point defeat. Yet he remained the starter for the season's first 3 games. And against the Baylor Bears, he threw for a Big 12 freshman record of 598 yards and 6 touchdowns. Then in his sophomore year, he beat out Davis Webb for the starting quarterback job. Mahomes threw for 4,653 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 15 interceptions. That's when he knew it was time for a change. After splitting time between baseball and football teams, Mahomes decided to focus on football full-time.
After my sophomore year of college, Coach Kingsbury, he came up to me and he was just like, "I think if you focus on football for one offseason, that you'll get drafted." And I was like, "It sounds good to me," and I focused on it, and the next year I got drafted.
But Mahomes never forgot his first love, and credits baseball for his quarterbacking skills. See, playing shortstop and pitcher his whole life, he developed a knack for crossbody throws. And as a junior, his ability to make off-platform throws was on full display.
Now scrambling, heaving one into the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown!
He finished the season leading the country in passing yards, total offense, and touchdowns. For his performance, he was awarded the Sam Baugh Trophy, given to the nation's top college passer. So on January 3rd, 2017, Mahomes decided to forego his final year of college eligibility and declare for the NFL Draft. In only 2.5 seasons as a starter, Mahomes finished with 11,252 passing yards and 93 passing touchdowns. He ranked 3rd in school history in both categories. During the NFL Combine, he continued to turn heads. His passes were clocked at 60 miles per hour, tied for the Combine's fastest pass ever recorded.
All right, Pat, let's go, big boy.
There it is! 62!
There we go.
Oh, my goodness.
Stadium.
With historic college stats and lethal throwing mechanics, he should have been the first quarterback drafted. But once again, Patrick Mahomes was overlooked. During the 2017 NFL Draft, he was passed up for Mitchell Trubisky. But fortunately, there was one team who believed in Mahomes more than anyone else.
We're good? Let's turn it. All right, read it back to me and then let's turn it in.
With the 10th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft,
Card is in.
All right, congratulations.
the Kansas City Chiefs select Patrick Mahomes, the second quarterback.
I tell you what, our entire group here is really, really excited. Andy and his offensive staff, they're going to do a great job with it.
I told you were going to get this call. Huh? It's a great night, great day. Enjoy it, and we're fired up, man.
In exchange for the 10th overall pick, the Chiefs traded the 27th overall pick, a 2017 third-round pick, and their 2018 first-round pick.
I kind of gave a little inside info to the Chiefs and was like, hey, if y'all let me go anywhere below, at the time I didn't know about the Saints, but I was like, if y'all let me go 12 or below, I'm going to get drafted by someone else.
You drafted yourself?
So I gave the Chiefs a little bit of info on that, and because I wanted to be here.
Business savvy.
I wanted to be here, and I gave him a little info on that, and I don't know who was at 12 that time, but I knew right around there is where I was going to get drafted. And I texted, I didn't text Brett Veach. My agent talked to Brett Veach and the Chiefs staff. And I remember at about pick 9 or 10, Veach sent my agent a little picture of a Red Raider with the guns up. And so I knew that the Chiefs were drafting me. And
little did they know, this would be the greatest decision they ever made. But at the time, the opposite seemed true. The Chiefs already had Alex Smith, one of the most consistent quarterbacks in the league, and Mahomes spent the majority of his rookie season playing center bench.
I think the biggest thing Alex did for me was teach me what I need to watch film-wise during the week. What days to watch it to prepare yourself for the next day. And for me, now I come in Monday, Tuesday, and I'm just watching games. I obviously watch the game we played the day before, but I'm watching like 5 to 6 games of the other team just to get a general sense of the feeling of what they're doing.
But in Week 17, his whole world was about to flip upside down. With a playoff spot secured, the Chiefs rested Alex Smith and gave Mahomes his first career start.
Mahomes trying to get him closer, heading the wrong way, and still has the arm strength to hit Robinson.
Mahomes responded by completing 22 of 35 passing for 284 yards and led the Chiefs to a victory. Following an early playoff exit, the Chiefs once again banked their future on Patrick Mahomes. In 2018, they traded Alex Smith to the Washington Redskins, elevating Patrick as the new starting quarterback. In his first game as the Chiefs' starting quarterback, he threw 4 touchdowns and was named AFC Offensive Player of the Week. The following week, he threw 6 touchdowns and broke the NFL record for the most touchdown passes in a quarterback's first 3 games.
Mahomes looking downfield, fires!
Which only turned out to be just a sneak peek of what was to come. In his first full season as a starter, Mahomes threw 5,097 passing yards and 50 touchdowns with only 12 interceptions. He became only the second quarterback in NFL history to throw for 5,000 yards and 50 touchdowns. The NFL had no choice but to crown him as the league's MVP.
I am here to honor excellence. And the 2018 AP Most Valuable Player is
Patrick Mahomes!
Mahomes followed up his extraordinary regular season by giving the Chiefs their first home playoff win since 1993. That's when the Chiefs ran into Tom Brady's Patriots. This was his opportunity to dethrone the GOAT. But unfortunately, the Chiefs lost the overtime coin flip, and the Patriots won 37-31. That said, Mahomes took full advantage of his newfound fame, turning his lifelong ketchup obsession into a full-fledged endorsement with Hunt's Ketchup. He also found himself starring in State Farm commercials.
Look, there are no strings. Here's the deal. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Hey, we're in. Went to Rogers Street.
Oh, did you guys want some?
But now that Mahomes has solidified himself as one of the league's best quarterbacks, the secret was out of the bag. And in 2019, Mahomes had to reprove himself all over again. Only it wasn't the season he originally anticipated. In 14 games, he had 4,031 passing yards and 26 touchdowns. Yet, that was still good enough to secure a first-round bye. But in the second round, the Chiefs came crashing down to reality. In the second quarter, they faced a 24-0 deficit against the Houston Texans. However, that's when the unthinkable happened.
It's called a touchdown. Mahomes with a touchdown pass to Blake Bell.
The Chiefs responded with 41 unanswered points and won 51-31. Then in the AFC Championship, history repeated itself. The Titans started the game with a 17-7 lead, only for Patrick Mahomes to spark yet another comeback. The Chiefs won 35-24. And heading into his first ever Super Bowl, fans wondered if he could do the impossible one more time. With less than 9 minutes remaining against the 49ers, they faced a 10-point deficit. With their backs against the wall, Mahomes responded with this.
Launches down the middle, Hill, open, caught. And they get it, Kansas City, the big play. 20-yard penalty, a first down, first and goal, pass, open, touchdown, Kelsey. Chiefs are back in it.
They're going to talk about this forever. It's going to be special. They're going to talk about it forever, baby.
Chiefs defense as they force their first 3 and out. Mahomes throws. Touchdown! Kansas City jumps on top. Obviously now 2nd and 6. Williams makes a cut and will roll into the end zone for the touchdown. No flags. Chiefs are Super Bowl champions here in Miami.
Yes, sir. All the time. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In the final 9 minutes, the Chiefs scored 21 unanswered points to win by 11. This comeback capped off the Chiefs' 50-year Super Bowl drought. At only 24 years old, Mahomes was the second youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl. In his first 2 years as a starter, Mahomes won an MVP, a Super Bowl, and a Super Bowl MVP. But just when things seemed like they couldn't get any better, Mahomes signed a 10-year extension worth up to $503 million. He became the first professional athlete to sign a $500 million contract. Afterward, he even became a minority owner of the MLB's Kansas City Royals, bringing his family's love for baseball full circle.
The opportunity arose where the Royals were getting new ownership, and so I wanted to be a part of it. Obviously, young in my career, probably a little sooner than I expected, but it was something where I wanted to be a part of something that not only I love in baseball, but also a part of the city that has kind of shown me the love that I needed, and so I'm excited to be a part of that.
Yet, even with his newfound wealth, Mahomes didn't let it change him. And in 2020, Mahomes responded with a career-high 14 victories in only 15 games. He threw over 4,700 passing yards and only 6 interceptions. For the second year straight, the Chiefs returned to the AFC Championship, this time against Josh Allen's Buffalo Bills. But Mahomes was used to the spotlight. The Chiefs cruised to a 14-point victory en route to their second straight Super Bowl against the Buccaneers. Only Mahomes was up against a familiar opponent, Tom Brady. In a battle between the current GOAT and the future GOAT, many fans expected a passing of the torch moment, but the scriptwriters had other ideas.
Oh, what a hit! Ball is out, recovered by Kansas City.
The Buccaneers recorded a Super Bowl record 29 quarterback pressures, and not even Mahomes' heroics could save the Chiefs. Mahomes threw 270 yards and 2 interceptions, as the Chiefs lost 31-9. It was Mahomes' first double-digit loss in the NFL. So in 2021, it was Super Bowl or bust for the Kansas City Chiefs. After Mahomes' 4th straight Pro Bowl appearance and a 6th consecutive divisional title, the Chiefs seemed poised to take care of unfinished business. But in the divisional round, the Bills also had unfinished business.
Down the middle to the end zone, and there it is!
With 13 seconds left, many thought the Chiefs were finished, but not if Mahomes had anything to say about it.
Defense got beaten up like that.
To this
Right there, here's Hill.
They're going to have a chance.
And they call timeout quickly. That was a great play call. Got to throw it right away, right now to someone in the middle.
Down the middle. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be a 48-yard attempt. Only 48 yards. That's what it'll be.
So hundreds of thousands around the planet.
The kick is good. It's going to overtime.
In the final 2 minutes of regulation, both teams combined for 25 points. And once the Chiefs won the overtime coin flip, fans knew what was coming next. A Mahomes to Kelsey touchdown.
Looking to the end zone for the win. He caught it. Ball game. Chiefs to the championship game. These two guys know each other. Unbelievable. This is just unfathomable. If the Bills had won this game, it was over. Josh Allen with a perfect postseason. And Patrick Mahomes somehow comes out there and shows the world, I'm still here. Oh my gosh, one of the great games you'll ever see.
The Chiefs were heading to the conference championship against Joe Burrow's Bengals. After an all-time classic and heading into halftime, the Chiefs had a 17-point lead. Only the Chiefs' poor time management allowed the Bengals to mount a historic comeback. And before long, the game was headed to overtime. It was time for Mahomes to do what he did best.
Now pass to Taylor, and now they go deep down the field, and it is intercepted on the rebound by Bell. McPherson. And Cincinnati is heading to the Super Bowl.
Instead of heading to the Super Bowl, the Chiefs went home empty-handed. And to make matters worse, Tyreek Hill requested a trade. The Chiefs were forced to play the 2022 season without their best receiver.
All of those picks, what's the chances?
Yeah.
What are the chances of the Kansas City Chiefs finding another Tyreek Hill?
I don't know. I can't give you a number.
Yeah, you
Probably
can.
not good.
You know it's slim to none. Stop it. Stop it. It's not good at all. It's slim to none.
Okay,
This is the cheater.
good.
This is
All
the
right.
cheater. This brother, this brother is electrifying. He's special.
Fans doubted Mahomes' ability to show up without his superstar receiver after 2 straight playoff exits. This motivated him more than ever to shut up the skeptics and cement himself as the league's best player. So in 2022, Mahomes was a man on a mission.
Mahomes flushed out. Sidearms it for a touchdown.
He finished the season with a career-best 5,250 passing yards and a league-leading 41 touchdowns, including his rushing yards. His 5,608 total yards were the most ever by a quarterback. This was also his second MVP before the age of 28. But none of that mattered in the divisional round against the Jaguars once this happened.
Yeah, Arden Key falls right on him there, yep. Let's see if the Chiefs take a timeout. A little bit of confusion here as they're waiting, and Andy's going to let the play clock run down.
When the team needed him most, he sprained his ankle, and the team turned to veteran backup Chad Henning. But out of nowhere, he returned to the game in the second half against the Jaguars, determined to fight through the pain. The Chiefs prevailed 27-20 thanks to a game-sealing interception. That said, fans wondered if a hobbled Mahomes could beat a full-strength Joe Burrow and the red-hot Bengals. See, Burrow was a perfect 3-0 against Patrick Mahomes, leading many fans to quip Arrowhead as Burrowhead. Not even the Cincinnati's mayor could stay quiet.
Be it proclaimed, whereas the Cincinnati Bengals are headed to Burrowhead Stadium for their second consecutive AFC Championship game. Whereas at last year's game, the Bengals scored more points than the Chiefs, resulting in a Bengals victory and a Chiefs loss. Whereas Joseph Lee Burrow, who's 3-0 against Mahomes, has been asked by officials to take a paternity test confirming whether or not he's his father.
Suddenly, Mahomes had to fight through an injury and beat the dad allegations. But when it mattered most, he finally defeated Burrow and led the Chiefs down the field for a game-winning field goal. So afterwards, you know Travis Kelce had to clap back.
Whoa! Burrow had my ass! Whoa! It's Mahomes' house! I got some wise words for that Cincinnati mayor. Know your role and shut your mouth, you jabroni! You gotta fight for your right to party!
The Chiefs were now 1 win away from silencing all the haters. All they had to do was defeat Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagles. But in typical Mahomes fashion, the Chiefs went into halftime trailing by 10. Mahomes responded by leading the Chiefs to 3 straight touchdowns in the second half.
Pacheco right up the got it in! Touchdown! Quick throw. Tony's got it. Tony walks in! Touchdown, Kansas City! Back-to-back plays. Blitz coming. Mahomes, man wide open! Touchdown, Chiefs and Sky Moore!
Then, with the game on the line, he led the Chiefs down the field for a game-winning field goal.
Mahomes racing with the bad ankle and all! Inside the 20, and he's taken down! Butker up, got it!
For the first time in 4 years, Mahomes was once again atop the NFL world. However, the 2023 season came with distractions that no one saw coming.
Your love life is being talked about by the whole entire world right now. If you would like to expand upon anything, please, we would like to know.
I'll tell you what, it's hilarious how much traction this has actually got. I think it's right now. It's like that old game in school called telephone, where everybody's just whispering in each other's ear, just hearing some random stuff, and then especially no one actually knows what's going on.
After Travis Kelce started dating Taylor Swift, the Chiefs became the NFL's most polarizing team. They went from likable and well-respected to the league's biggest villains. Plus, the Chiefs must have experienced a post-Super Bowl hangover because Mahomes followed it up with the worst statistical season of his career. He finished the 2023 season with career lows in passing yards per game, interceptions, and passer rating. And without Tyreek Hill for a second season straight, his receivers led the league in dropped passes. But against the Bills, Mahomes reached a boiling point.
Flings it back over to Tony. My goodness, this is going for a touchdown. Way back to the 33. Down the middle of the field, he throws it, no one's there.
Darius Toney cost the Chiefs the game, all because he was offsides. and Mahomes was fuming. Heading into the playoffs, he seemed extremely vulnerable. However, this was far from the case. The Chiefs responded with back-to-back playoff wins against the Dolphins and Bills, before ending Lamar Jackson's MVP season at the AFC Championship. More importantly, Mahomes was now tied third all-time in quarterback playoff wins with 14. The Chiefs were heading back to the Super Bowl for their second season straight. Patrick Mahomes had a chance to repeat history, becoming the 8th team to win back-to-back Super Bowls, and the first quarterback since Tom Brady to complete the feat. Now, the only thing standing in his way was the 49ers, the same opponent from Mahomes' first Super Bowl. And just like the first time, the Chiefs returned from a 10-point deficit to tie the game, this time sending the Super Bowl to overtime. That's when Mahomes pioneered a 75-yard drive that all kids dream about.
Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City!
At only 28 years old, Mahomes won his third Super Bowl.
Ladies and gentlemen, the best quarterback in the National Football League, Patrick Mahomes!
Kansas City, how we feeling today, baby? How we feeling? Kansas City with the world champs, can I get a hell yeah?
Now he has a chance to make history. In the Super Bowl's 59-year history, no team has ever won 3 consecutive Super Bowls. With the Chiefs clinching yet another playoff berth, Patrick Mahomes has the opportunity to achieve something that not even Tom Brady could accomplish. The same kid who was a 3-star recruit out of high school. The same kid who was drafted after Mitchell Trubisky. The same kid who spent his rookie season on the bench is the guy on the precipice of history. But if you say he can't do it, that'll only push him to greater heights. After all, Patrick Mahomes does his best work under immense pressure, which is why I don't even think he knows what he's capable of. Speaking of which, if you enjoyed this video, then you won't believe the video on screen. Some of these stories will blow your mind.